Hello students, Euro 2020 was delayed due to the pandemic and has finally kicked off this year in this month of June. Portugal are the defending champions and there are quite a few Goans who support Portugal, and the reason for this is rooted in Goa being a Portuguese colonial territory. Goa was colonized by the Portuguese when Afonso de Albuquerque defeated Adil Shah of Bijapur and established Portuguese rule in Goa. This Viceroy's Ark in Velha Goa, or Old Goa, was built in memory of Vasco da Gama, who discovered the sea route to India and had ceremonial importance as every Portuguese governor who ruled Goa had to pass through the Ark. June 24 is fast approaching, a day on which we witness Goans celebrating San João. All these festivals are directly linked to the Portuguese rule in Goa. When India in 1946 was preparing to free herself from the shackles of the British Raj, Goa was fighting with the other enemy. India was then on the cusp of independence, but it took 14 more years for the Portuguese to leave Goa. The Portuguese were among the very first to colonize parts of India and were the last to leave. India gained independence on 15th August 1947, but Goa got its freedom on 19 December 1961. A mighty blow for Goa's liberation from the Portuguese in 1961 was struck on 18th June 1946 by freedom fighter Ram Manohar Lohia and Dr. Julião Menezes. They were friends right from their college days in Germany, where they studied at the Berlin University. Their friendship continued even after graduating. Dr. Menezes returned to Goa in 1938 and began spreading the message of freedom to his fellow Goans, while Dr. Lohia became active in India's freedom struggle, which took a toll on his health. Dr. Menezes advised Dr. Lohia to take a rest and invited him to Goa. Dr. Lohia arrived in Goa at Asolna. While recuperating at Dr. Menezes' home, the two men made their plans to start the civil disobedience movement in Goa. They started with going against the ban on public meetings imposed by the Portuguese regime. It would be the first time anyone had started such a movement while the Portuguese ruled Goa. When people sharing the same sentiments came to know Dr. Lohia was in Goa, Menezes' home was visited non-stop by people wanting to meet the two men. In what was possibly the first public meeting, on June 15, 1946, both the gentlemen, that is Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia and Dr. Julião Menezes, addressed a crowd in Panjim. While police was stationed at the meeting, they did not intervene or stop the gathering. Encouraged by this success, Dr. Lohia and Dr. Menezes then held one more in Margao on the 18th of June, which would later become Goa Revolution Day. They were greeted by thousands shouting, "Dr. Lohia ki jai, Dr. Julião Menezes ki jai." This time, however, the authorities did intervene and both were arrested even before Dr. Lohia could address the gathering. But the people that had gathered for the meeting had been given a taste of what could be. They refused to back down, and the police could not get them to disperse nor to stop chanting slogans demanding the release of the two men. Goan lady freedom fighter Vatsala Kirtani was arrested for shouting the slogan Jai Hind. Ultimately, both men were released, but Dr. Lohia was taken out of Goa and set free on Kollam border. And it is thanks to them that 18 June became known as Goa Revolution Day and Goa finally regained her civil liberties. They lit the torch of freedom from the Portuguese rule on 18 June 1946 at Margao, which resulted in Goa's liberation on 19 December 1961. The picture you see is the iconic Panjim Church. And the road leading to it is named as 18 June Road to pay respect to the selfless leaders who sacrificed themselves for the liberation of Goa and to commemorate this historic event of Goa's Revolution Day or Kranti Dis. To wind up this short video on Goa Revolution Day that we commemorate today, I would like to recall the words of poet Manohar Rai Sardesai. उदक लेगीत जाल्ले रगत आणि रगत जाल्ले हून बाबा तुका याद आसा 18 जून गोंय क्रांती दिसाची परबी तुमकां सगळ्यांक. Wish you all a safe Goa Revolution Day. Dev bare koru. Thank you.